Give me the Bible, star of gladness gleaming, to cheer the wanderer lone and tempest-tossed. No storms can hide that radiance peaceful beaming, since Jesus came to seek and save the lost. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible when my heart is broken, when sin and grief have filled my soul with fear. Give me the precious words by Jesus spoken. Hold up faith's lamp to show my Savior near. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible, all my steps enlighten, teach me the dangers of these realms below. That lamp of safety o'er the gloom shall brighten, that light alone the path of peace can show. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Give me the Bible, lamp of life immortal, hold up that splendor by the open grave. Show me the light from heaven's shining portals, show me the glory gilding Jordan's wave. Give me the Bible, holy message shining, thy light shall guide me in the narrow way. Precept and promise, law and love combining, till night shall vanish in eternal day. Break thou the bread of life, dear Lord, to me, as thou didst break the loaves beside the sea. Beyond the sacred page, I seek thee, Lord. My spirit pants for thee, O living word. Bless thou the truth, dear Lord, to me, as thou didst bless the bread by Galilee. Then shall all bondage cease, all fetters fall, and I shall find my peace, my all in all.
Good afternoon. Actually, yeah, afternoon. For most of you all out there, it's still morning here, but barely. Yep, we're close enough. We can call it afternoon. After all, it's Noontime Nuggets. So good noontime. We are live. And, well, not on the road, but on the road. We're parked. Oh. And I have pulled out my summer hat. How is my audio? Hello, Sister Maureen. Can you hear me all right? It's okay. Hey, Skylar. We have Skylar. He is in the house. I hope everyone is doing all right. It's funny because Skylar got here and then StreamYard says we have no viewers. They went from 1 to 0. None of you guys exist according to StreamYard. It's all sad. We will miss you guys. Oh, nope, it went back to 1. Skylar says he wants to be on the boat. He's stuck on shore, on dry land. We have a beach, Skylar. He's drowning on dry land. He's also rolling laughing.
While drowning?
While beached. Yeah, we have a beach Skylar. He wants to be on the boat, but he's not. And now we are mobile.
At least we're not in Mobile.
Mm-hmm. Or in the battle mode. Yes, she did.
Awesome.
Thank you, Alicia, for the tag in. Yeah, thank you. If Sean were here, he'd be calling me Brother Indy because I have my Indy hat on.
Which one?
Don't care. Oh. We are on the road. Oh! Delta VG right there. Huh! That'll be neat.
What you got?
Interesting. Is that why they had to flag the whole town? It's like someone did one call on the entire city. Alrighty, y'all. Well, I guess no time like the present to pick up our shovels, our pickaxes, and head on into the mine shaft. Don't forget your hard outs. Don't forget the hard outs and the lanterns. Today's, yeah, well, some of us have hard enough heads, doesn't matter. Yeah. So our mind for the day will be Proverbs. Our shaft that we are delving down is chapter 30. And the vein of gold we will be sifting through, digging through, and picking through, all the above, is going to be verses 21 through 23. Let's dig. For 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth, and the fool when he is filled with means. For an odious woman when she is married, and a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. Okay, Skylar's bringing the dynamite. Bombs away! Dynamite! Yeah. Weren't they doing one here recently on WHO for a dog food or something like that? Dynamite. Yeah, Dynamite! Dynamite! Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Someone showed me clips. Skyler's laughing at that one. He got that. Alright, so we're going to do a little bit of a special format for these 3 verses because, well, there's so many layers to these things that it's hard to choose just one. So I'm going to give an overall nugget that will sum up the entirety of the 3 verses. But it's up to you all to pan the gold through the rest of it as we walk through it. Because there is a lot. So, in our first verse, we're introduced to 3 things the earth is disquieted with. There are 3 things that are unsettling, makes it quake. And there are 4 which it cannot bear. It cannot stand these 4 things. They are not good. It cannot support them. These things should not be. Now, what are these 4 things? We find in the following 2 verses. A servant when he reigneth, a fool when he is filled with meat. We'll work through each of these one at a time. An odious woman when she is married, and a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. We will find as we go through these 4 things that all 4 are forms, and all 4 are forms of war. Our overall nugget, the overarching nugget number 1, is this. The earth cannot bear sin. It cannot. It was not designed to. It is disquiet. It is unsettled by these things. Hang on while we go into race mode. That's the Blazer 122. We have this up. What? These 4 things, just very simply, should not be. The earth cannot bear sin. The first one we find the servant when he reigneth. Now, this is a question for you all. What is the number one way that a servant becomes a king? Skylar's laughing at that race mode. What is the number one way that a servant becomes a king? Any ideas? Maureen says son of the king. The number one way that a servant becomes a king is normally by kingslave. The second one is when the servant is adopted by the king, or the king raises him up and makes him king. But the number one way is kingslave. As you read through Chronicles and Kings, your lowly servant will, on the occasion, come up and murder the king. We have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, 7 different instances where servants conspired against the king and killed him. This is murder. The servants killed the king. And as you read through those instances in the early days of Israel, you'll find that this servant that becomes king never really lives for very long. The servant that has begun to reign normally only lives for about a year. And then either other servants kill him, or he gets killed by the king's relatives. It's not a good thing to be part of, and it's a vicious chain of destruction. The second most way is when the servant is promoted and made king by the king, as Maureen is saying. Remember, each of these there's multiple levels. So our first one is murder. That is a sin. The earth cannot stand. The earth is shaken by this. It's not good. It shouldn't be. Our second is a fool when he is filled with meat. Now, before we finish that, what happens normally when a servant kills a king? War. War happens between nations. It causes upheaval and shakes things loose. People, normally the king's relatives go, hey, that's not right. And war follows. And then much more murder follows. Nation against nation. We move on. The fool when he is filled with meat. This fool, he has plenty to eat. And because of it, he thinks that he's not too bad of a person. He says, I'm full, I'm comfortable, I must be pretty good. I'm a pretty good guy. elevates himself to the level of God. He has become a god in his own eyes. He's boastful. He is arrogant. Now, for a good cross-reference, you can go to Luke, where you find the farmer that trusts in his own skill, had so much food that he built bigger barns and said, you can relax now. I've done this, I've done that. I'm such a great person. And then God says, what? It says, you fool, your soul is required from you this night. So there's you a reference for that. If Sean was here, he'd pull it up and have happy.
Really, brother?
Really, brother. Sean's gonna be like, really? When he sees this. Really, brothers? Really, brother Levi? Really, brother Oshea? Yeah, okay. Sean. Shame on you for being late, but whatever.
There was the name for you.
Yeah. What they have it on this time?
Sin is a short word and a long sentence.
Yeah, it's the number. You're not wrong. Now, this fool, he's filled, he's arrogant, he's boastful, he's funny to eat, and he takes too much confidence in his own ability. And in his confidence in himself, he's bragging. He tears apart other people. He destroys communities and relationships. And most people don't like foolish people. They don't blame them. These braggarts, they're boastful. This can cause wars within communities, wars between families. Our next two comes from verse 23. The odious woman, when she is married. Now, if you look up the word odious, you'll come across quite a few different words that can be used. Repulsive, ugly, horrible, proud, arrogant. Repulsive. Someone that is the word odious actually is a relative to, what is it, annoying? It's where the English gets the word annoying, as I recall. And it is a brother to the word odorous. And this is odorous as of personality. She is such a repulsive person to be around. She's so destructive and horrible. First of all, no one could believe that one, she managed to find a husband, that she got married. And, well, coming to mind, when you think about it, who's the first person that comes to your mind when you think of the repulsive, horrible woman in the Bible? The first one should be Jezebel. She was a very, very Jezebel. This is someone that any good person person would not want to be near, as you find from Elijah. Elijah had no desire to be near her. She issued orders that killed people all the time, killed the servants of God. She tricked people. She lied to people. She advised Ahab in a scheme to get that vineyard that Ahab wanted. Oh yeah, well, just have the leaders have the have the leaders convict him of something he didn't do, and well, then just kill him, and then you can claim the vineyard you want. That's deceit, and that's murder. Trickery. Jezebel was quite the case. She's the perfect example of the odious woman that we are reading about here in Proverbs. Knowing her, it's almost hard to believe that she got married purely. But then you look at her husband, and that doesn't exactly, yeah, anyway. He wasn't the best person in the world either. But this odious woman, she's a murderer. She's a horrible, horrible person to be with. It's something that the earth cannot stand, something that should not be. No one, period, should be odious. And when you think about it, this woman destroys her marriage. She usurps God's authority and roles. You know, as you read through about Jezebel, you'll find that Ahab was afraid of her. Wait, not Ahab. Was it Ahab? I just lose the name. Yeah. Yeah. Ahab? Right? Ahab. Yeah. Jezebel and Ahab? Yeah. Okay. Just thought I lost the name all of a sudden. I'm like, no, wait, is that a general? No. Yeah. No, it was Ahab. Space out. Yep. Maureen says, misery loves company. That it does. They both were very miserable people. But you'll find that Ahab was afraid of Jezebel. And while Ahab went off and did his own things, you see that Jezebel would take his authority and make decrees, write letters, and do horrible things. She was going against God's rules. She destroyed God's rules for marriage. And a woman or a person that falls in this category, they cause war to break out between families, between husband and wife. They cause war. And finally, for our last example, the fourth thing which the earth cannot bear, cannot stand, it can't support, is a handmaid that is heir to her mistress. On one level, this is very similar to the servant that reigns. This handmaid does not belong as the successor to her mistress. On one level. On another level, this can be taken as the handmaid that runs around with her mistress's husband. She has become the heir by that way, which is fornication. Each of these things are a sin. They should not be. They are unsettling. And each of them has various layers and ways to take. The handmaid that is heir to her mistress causes war and does damage to the family, which oftentimes results in spilled blood or tough blood. The odious woman causes war and damage to the marriage and to families. And even, on some cases, like Jezebel, entire communities and places, nations. The fool that is boastful is filled with meat. He causes war and bloodshed, or can, to communities, to groups of people, and for the finale, servant when he reigns can cause war between nations. Each of these things can have such a great impact that they infect the entire world. They may seem small, but they can grow into big problems, big difficulties. Our nugget for today is the earth cannot bear sin. It can't support it. It's not supposed to be. So, there be gold in their pages. Feel free to go through each of those things, to think on them, to pan for that gold as you look for that dust in all those examples, in all those situations. And make sure, examine yourself that you don't fall into any of those situations. Misery loves company. I like that. There we go to them there pages. Thank you all for being here, for picking up your shovels and your pickaxes. You're welcome, Mari. You all enjoy the rest of your Saturday, the rest of the day. It's beautiful out here. It's a gorgeous day that the Lord has given us. Until we meet again, God bless you all. Love you. Stay safe, stay strong, have fun. Love y'all. Bye-bye.